What is going on, PlayStation Nation? It's your boy CEO Baby, and welcome to Overpowered Gaming. Shout out to you guys for joining the Overpowered Squad, the OP Nation, and liking and subscribing that video about Cronus Max. It's reached 12K, and I do appreciate all the feedback and everything that I got involving Cronus Max and everything. In this video, we're going to talk about today, it's a pretty lengthy video, but I'm going to try to make it as short as possible and, kind of answer some of you guys' questions. And also talk about what I mean about skill gap and things not taking skill. Okay, so in this gameplay you see in the background, we had the Cronus Max users all abroad in here, and I just joined. I do solo skirmishes and PvP, last day of matches, so I don't really play with a team, a set team, anything. But the gentleman pointed out that these guys was using Cronus Max, and they was. Now this is what I mean. We ended up wrecking them twice, but I wanted to point out this Cronus Max user and show you guys that that guy right there, Ragu, and then Piking or something, automatically. So that's all I want to mention about that, and just stating that Cronus Max is officially in this game fully. And yes, the device has been out for years, but people are now getting it from GameStop or ordering it from Amazon and using it in these multiplayer gameplays, especially the Division. So a lot of people are new to these devices and say, "Oh, I never heard of them." And I got that in those comments. But yeah, this device is out. It's the Cronus Max and it's the Titan. It's also, I can't think of the keyboard and mouse, what is it called? But it's also that. And these things do create lag input and things in the game because it's not meant to be in the game. So distributing your P2P, which is peer-to-peer connection, you can get on a laggy server. You can get with somebody using lag switching, things like that, especially if they're using a device called the Titan. You will get that. Now, from what I heard is people saying that they patched up all the lag input of Cronus Max, and I'll explain what Cronus Max was in the video. It was just a device utilized to in competitive game modes to switch controllers in and out for different systems. So Xbox can be played with a PS4 controller, and PS4 can be played with an Xbox controller with this device if you are used to those types of controllers. Now getting into the Division and the state of the game, or what it is, and I have to say that a lot of people left the Division in the beginning due to the factor that they didn't understand what the Division was. Division is an RPG third-person shooter. The elements in this third-person shooter has RPG elements with NPCs being super spongy, the difficulties and the levels as you gradually progress in the game, as well as bringing in loot. This loot is for better gear, better guns, and better incentives to build your character. Now, the Division has changed drastically over the course of 3 years. I remember in the beginning you couldn't recalibrate gear, you couldn't rogue gear, and crafting. The crafting was really major to actually get a vest that you want, or to get a certain gun with a certain talents you want. You had to craft that. But now with recalibration, it actually gives you the benefit to change out certain talents on weapons, as well as recalibrate your gear. Now implementing classified gear sets, and now these are all RPG elements. If you're knowledgeable of it, you understand that these are RPG mechanics. These are all in RPG games where you level up certain pieces or certain powers in your RPG games. So it's the same with the Division, but it's bringing it around shooting. The mechanic of a third-person shooter, the cover-based type of style, the tactical gameplay, as Ghost Recon games do. Tom Clancy games do. But for the most part, I think Massive done an excellent job. Of course, there's some two other developers of this game, but I think Massive is doing an excellent job of trying to balance out the game between PvE and PvP. They did implement a mode called Survival, which was to test player skills, because everybody starts on a level playing field, so you had to grind and survive for an hour, as well as get geared up to enter the dark zone where the enemies are more difficult. And not only the NPCs you had to worry about, you had to worry about other players coming to snag you, take your gear, because everybody's trying to do it. I think that was an excellent way to bring a skill play to this game, because it brought a different style of play, mainly just like a gridiron type of play. You had nothing, you had to actually look for gear and everything like that to really survive. And I love survival, and I just got to playing that recently. But going into the RPG mechanics, they got something called dotting, and this is what you see with status effects of flame turn, shot turn, as well as the Predator's bleed, the grenade bleed, the grenade shocks. All these are status effects which they use in RPG games called dotting. You can look it up in World of Warcraft. Is a major game that uses dotting. Say if you hit an enemy with a freeze, it can actually have the potential or a percentage to freeze all the players around it, or all the NPCs around it, as well as like in Shadow of Mordor, they got poison arrows that have the ability to poison the enemy if they're vulnerable to poison. And these elements are incorporated in the Division with things like exotic damage, resilience, all resistance, and things like that to put on your character, bleed resistance, shock resistance. All these are RPG elements, and this is what this game has. This will make this game so amazing. And if you're a knowledgeable player of how to build your set around your playstyle, just like any character you build up in an RPG, hey, I don't want this sword, I want that sword because it's a master sword and that's a regular sword or whatever. It has the same elements with the gear. Now going into classified gear, being able to recalibrate it twice to actually benefit, it gives it a bigger skill gap in the elements of the gear score changing, as well as the build, being able to maximize your build to the fullest with the optimization station. I think these are great elements that they incorporated in the game. Now going forward, I would like to see the skill gap come in the Division where players are actually running team bases and using it objectively, as well as they play their character and their build. I would like to see different build videos of diversity of not just Striker and Predator and Nomad, because they are actually running the meta of this game. Everybody has this gear set, or everybody's in search for this gear set because of the benefit of it. I think Predator actually, out of all of the gear set that came out, I think Predator is the most valid gear set. In the essence of it does what it's supposed to do. It bleeds the enemy constantly, and it also adds DPS and survivability around it. So I think this is the ultimate DPS build, and this is why you see a lot of Predators in the game. Of course, on PC you see a lot of Strikers, because Striker overall is an overpowered set in the essence of the persistent talent that it has on it to create heals as well as DPS. That's the ultimate PvP and PvE build. So Striker and Predator are the top tier DPS builds that you would want to run in this game now, due to the fact that Predator utilizes the dotting effect, because you have things like shrapnel that can affect radius of enemies, and it spreads and they bleed for the same amount. Now the bleed damage is a little intense on Predator. I think with this meta it's important to understand that we are built around stamina, not like 1.5 where we build around armor. So stamina now increases your survivability, and everybody's building their build to benefit around stamina. So it makes gunfights a little longer and a little extensive. So that's where it brings a skill at, being able to outsmart your enemies, being able to land your shots and accurately perform with your weapon and your build. Skill. Now going forward, and I can't stress it enough, knowledgeable players are going to be able to conquer the DZ with no problem. Going to be able to run last stand and skirmish modes as a team and as a unit, and be able to significantly do a lot of work in the dark zone because of their build. I would take skirmish and last stand out of the picture because it's mid-maxing. Everybody's on the same level playing field. Everybody has 1400 on all their gear and 35% armor mitigation. So everybody's on a level playing field. So it does take a little bit of skill to play these game modes. In the essence of last stand is an objective game mode such as domination, and skirmish is your very traditional 4v4 team deathmatch type of play, with the benefit of downing the enemy. If the enemy gets revived, you don't get a point, but if you kill the enemy, if you confirm the kill, like a kill confirm, you actually get the point to play this game. But going forward, and just letting you guys know that the Division is an RPG shooter. The elements in here are all RPG-esque. So if you're a knowledge player of how to build and structure your game style in these RPG mechanics, you're going to do well in the Division. If you're not a player of that core, you're going to go with whatever everybody's using, and you're going to use the cheese, you're going to use everything to play the game. And I have to say, it does do an ultimate balance between casual and hardcore players, more so casual players. And when we speak about casual players, we're just talking about players that really don't put enough time and incentive in the game. They just go off of what they see in the community, and they play it not really every day, but for the most part they come on and they play it every similar. And these are mostly the players I would say that's going to be geared towards using Chrona's map, because a player that's really good at the game don't see the benefit of having an unfair advantage when they already can take on 4 players by themselves. They already have a decent setup or team where they can actually dominate servers and everything like that. I don't think those players will use it. It was pointed out to me this week that there's a group out called KSA, and they are utilizing the Cronus Max. All these guys play with Cronus Max. I haven't ran into them yet, but a couple of my guys and a couple of my streamer friends, they have, and they actually was running these guys out the server, and it was just so funny. So at the end of the day, I have to say the division could be much better, and it could be a lot of improvement to bring back the skill. I just think with recalibration now being so powerful, as well as the gear sets that's out, all of them have their substantial ability in how you can run them, whether it's team based or DPS or bleed or fire crest, whatever it may be. All these gear sets do have elements of RPG around them, and in the sense of they benefit not only the solo player but team play as well. So it was a point out to say Predator's cheesy because all you gotta do is land 10 shots and it takes no skill, and I have to say that is incorrect, because if you look at Predator's mark, it's easy to counter with the exotic damage resilience if you're a knowledgeable player, and if you're able to time your skills and as well as use granola bars for the status effect, you can actually punish Predator, you know what I'm saying, because you can slow down their shots. If they can't land shots, then they can't do no damage in the end of the day. Now, if you look at Final Measure, for instance, Final Measure gives you a stamina, firearm buff depending on the grenade. So if that, you can automatically get a 40% damage increase. That's like having 3 skull gloves on just about between the grenades. Your stamina, you get a stamina buff, you can get 1,000,000 toughness. You know, your health is over 800k. So if we're talking cheese, then you have to look at that. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I'm not saying Final Measure is cheesy. I'm just saying it's the RPG mechanic that benefits the team. Now, that's all we have to look at in this game, and this game type, and it's the way Division is built. And it's there's so many people left it in the beginning because they didn't understand. They was looking for an arcade type of shooter like Call of Duty or Destiny, where you can do more damage on the NPCs and players, and it was based upon that, versus having players that are super tanky and it takes a little bit more gun skill to kill them, or having NPCs that's extremely tanky and it takes real teamwork and everything to overcome a challenging incursion or a heroic or legendary mission. So at the end of the day, the Division lives on. I'm not too big on the Cronus Max thing. I wish that gets taken out of the game, because I think that will alleviate a lot of problems that we are having PvP wise. I can see some balance come between the gear sets, but it just goes to show that the developers have done an excellent job of balancing out the gun type of mechanic that this game has, the cover type of mechanic that this game has, the team-based type of mechanic that this game has, as well as the PvE and the challenging type of difficulty that this game has. Outside of other RPGs like Dark Souls and Bloodborne, those are very challenging. You will die 1,000,000 times before you get past the first level. So I think at the end of the day, Division can live on if people understand that this is an RPG shooter with the elements of being able to create, systematically build a build uniquely to your playstyle, which brings diversity to the game. Once again, this is your boy CEO Baby. Thank you for coming through and checking out the Overpowered Gaming channel. If you are new to this channel, make sure you like, subscribe, and join the OP game by hitting that notification, and let's squad up. You can add your boy on the PSN at CEO Baby, that's CEOBABY, and let's get it cracking. Peace.
skills. Look, boy, you in the danger room. Yeah, you in the danger room.